If we strip away all legal protections, the labor market turns into a chaotic jungle. Employers would hold total power over vulnerable, unprotected workers. We know exactly what happens in that environment. Businesses pay unlivable starvation wages, force staff into highly dangerous factory conditions, and use the threat of arbitrary, instant firings to maintain absolute control. To stop the corporate world from eating itself alive, society had to intervene. We forged the strict two-part rulebook to balance the scales. That rulebook is split into two halves. On one side, internal employment contracts. On the other, government legal controls. Without these rules enforcing fairness, a business will inevitably exploit its most valuable asset, human labor, until the relationship between boss and worker becomes completely unsustainable. Let's look at the map first. A contract of employment is a legally binding document that sets the exact terms, conditions, and rules of a specific job. This exam mark scheme outlines the specific legal elements required. It shows that a valid contract must clearly detail the employee's responsibilities, their working hours, pay rates, and holiday entitlements. For the employer, this document creates absolute clarity of expectations. If a worker breaches these agreed-upon rules, the business has a secure legal framework to dismiss them. For the employee, it provides actual job security. It acts as an enforceable guarantee that they will receive their specific entitled benefits, like sick pay and time off. The contract acts as a vital map. It takes abstract expectations between a boss and a worker and turns them into a concrete, legally enforceable relationship where neither side can cheat the other. Because contracts are drafted by powerful businesses, the government must step in with universal legal controls. These act as a shield against exploitation, starting with wages. The legal minimum wage explicitly prevents paying starvation wages. This is essential in high unemployment areas, where desperate people might otherwise accept anything to survive. Then there is physical protection. This photo of a construction site shows workers in required high-visibility vests and hard hats. Under health and safety laws, employers have a strict legal obligation to actively safeguard their workers by providing proper gear, adequate breaks, and safe temperatures. Basic human survival, whether that means staying physically safe on a scaffold or having the financial ability to pay rent, can never be left solely to the goodwill of a profit-driven enterprise. That shield of protection extends to fairness. Anti-discrimination laws make it entirely illegal to treat employees unfairly during the hiring process or in their daily work based on race, gender, religion, or age. If an employer terminates a worker without a legally valid reason, it's classified as unfair dismissal. When this happens, the worker can seek compensation by taking the company to an industrial tribunal. But it's important to distinguish that from a legally valid dismissal. Looking at this mark scheme definition, a business can legally fire a worker for gross misconduct, like theft or for documented incompetence. Right above that is redundancy. This is a completely separate legal concept, where a worker loses their job because the role itself is no longer required by the business, usually due to a drop in demand or a change in technology. When evaluating these legal controls on an exam, you have to apply the law directly to the specific business you're writing about. Instead of generally stating they need safety gear, specify that a chemical plant must provide protective gas masks. Legal controls put immediate financial pressure on employers through safety costs and minimum wages. However, these translate into operational rewards, like avoiding lawsuits and lowering turnover. Providing basic security satisfies fundamental safety needs, ensuring employees stay loyal and work effectively toward company goals. Employment laws and contracts serve as the essential balance of power, ensuring the corporate machine functions sustainably year after year. In the corporate jungle, true power comes from playing by the rules and building a system where both the business and the worker thrive.